So we have some Incelasaurus tears today. This was reposted in the Incel Tears subreddit. You do know women are supposed to have kids, right? She says, this DM I received is wild. Let's look at these screenshots. So the man is at the top of the screenshot. Woman gets hysterectomy. Men. Mm. He says, you do know that women are supposed to have kids. It's literally their duty to serve their husbands, have cute children, cook for them, and do everything for them while the man literally gives them a roof over their head. Stop nagging so much about not wanting kids. You should have them. And Flying Pasta Kitty says, you are a delusional troll. You must hate feminists. Also, there are rarely households that don't have both the man and the woman working. Very few can afford to be a stay-at-home mom. Shaking my head. I have a home, a job, I pay my own bills. A man doesn't do for me, and I plan to remain child-free. Cry about it. I forgot to say this. She is messing with this man. At the bottom, she says, I honestly replied because I wanted to see the unhinged he'd say. So she's just playing with him. He says, but I'm not trolling. I can already tell you're a feminist by your post on IT with all the cucks on there. Feminists make society crumble. They want to depopulate the earth and prevent us from having kids. And you should have children. They will make your life better. You need a man in your miserable life, you woman. And look, he censors woman. She says, you really censored the word woman? Also, I'm not against people having kids. How does women or men choosing not to have kids affect you? You got your boxers in a bunch. Also, feminists want equal treatment and the same rights. Traditional gender roles hold us back in society. Corporate greed and our garbage government is the issue, not feminists. Also, feminist does not equal misandrous. She's really talking to this man like he's a normal thinking human. Okay, well, let's see if he is. Having children increases the happiness for people. They should populate the earth more because there's been a decline in population, which is bad for women. Also, children will remind women, censored, what their place in society is, which is being a submissive wife and having as many kids as possible. And yes, feminists are the problem by giving women choices. Women should just stay at home and serve her husband and kids, put them above herself. Children are ultimately the way to happiness, as well as getting married to a man who will provide for you. I love how these people just know what makes all of women happy. So Flying Pasta Kitty keeps trying to talk to this man. She says, the subreddit regretful parents would disagree with you. Also, very few men can afford to provide. I will continue to disagree with you, but for the sake of understanding your perspective better, if you could fix society's issue, how would you go about doing so? Taking women's rights, I assume? I want details. She gives him an article, and then at the end she says, but please enlighten me about how you would fix society's issues. Talking about the regretful parents subreddit, he says, those people don't know what they want. They have been brainwashed by feminism to believe that they shouldn't have had kids, but they made the right choice. I'm happy everyone in that sub has kids. Also, what I would do is take away women's right to vote, take away any freedom they have, and make all of them housewives to men who deserve women. Women will learn to be happy being wives and taking care of children, since children bring joy to families, and the husband will give her a house and food anyways. Also, the reason everything is so expensive now is because of feminists and libtards. If women were to be obedient, good little wives, everything wouldn't be so expensive. But no, you all don't listen because you all just care about getting effed by Chad. You only think with your nasty beef curtains. That's what he said. So she says, and those women who refuse and wouldn't comply, or the women who are simply infertile, what about them? He says, they will be forced to have them, and the ones who are infertile should be unalived since they are not useful for society. Understand why there is a humongous gap growing, because the men are going further to the right, and actually straight to Satan's pantry. And women are like, I just prefer to have some rights and freedoms. And I like being able to provide for myself and don't want to be a virtual slave and be made to do anything. We just can't get on the same page as far as that goes with some of these people. I'm coming back to this one. They really get mad that women have choices these days. It is amazing, but y'all need to know that this is the reason why voting is important, because if they had the rights to take away ours, they would. If they had the power to take away our rights, they would. And women just literally became human in the United States like 2 generations ago. We used to be property of men. It would go from father to husband. We were their property. So can we please vote against this? Project 2025 wants to take us back to a time where we were still property of a man. Can we please not go back to this? Okay, so this person says, so this nut bar wants to go back to a society where women are property. Let's think through this logically for him. What does he have to offer? When women were property, they weren't handed out by the government to losers. He would need to negotiate with her father. He would need to offer wealth or power that her father would benefit from. Does this incel offer this? Also, a lot of fathers would take their daughter's safety into consideration. Is this man going to provide for her? Be kind to her? Is this man going to give his daughter a better life? These guys seem to think that if women didn't have a choice, they would be given, if women didn't have a choice, they would be given a woman. But it would, and she's talking like the dad isn't poor. What if the dad is poor? Dads that are poor would or could, and in other countries have sold their daughters to these people. So it's not just dads thinking about their daughter's safety, because some dads don't. So I'm going to go to the next screenshot. Okay, I'm not going to really do a bunch of comments here because this is the Incel Tears subreddit, so they are laughing at this person. Anyways, jump in, let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Okay, so this post comes from the other side of the PeePeeBro equation, from the woman's perspective. She says, am I the a-hole for breaking up my engagement because my fiance isn't traditional enough? She says, a little background. She's 26. She says, I come from a relatively traditional Asian family, so sorry in advance for the bad English. My father owns a rice wine brewery, and my mother helps him with it. Even though I said my family is pretty much conservative, from what I've seen growing up, my father never told my mother to do all the chores, and he helps her with it. My father always says that he couldn't provide for the family alone, and she has to work. That's why he never expected her to do everything in the house, just like how they share the responsibilities to earn for our family. They also share responsibilities taking care of the household. Now, come my fiance, 29-year-old man. Okay, remember she's 26. All right, my fiance, 29-year-old man. We met on social media. He's an American who's currently working in my country. We've been dating for 3 years, and we've been engaged for 5 months. He always tells me he's looking for a traditional woman and wants to date with marriage in mind. He said that women who are able to take care of the household and child rearing are admirable, and I always agree with to him without much thought, because that's indeed incredible, right? Right here, I want to insert the fact that what some of these American PeePeeBros see as traditional might not necessarily be what is traditional to these women in other countries. Traditions are based in culture and custom, not necessarily what these people, these PeePeeBros, have seen on TV. Tradition isn't the same globally. She continues with, he's working in a small university and I'm currently working in a hospital. We've saved enough to buy a house with a little bit of help from my parents, but we haven't moved in together though, because Asian parents. But anyways, on my father's birthday last week, we talked about marriage once again. He doesn't think his income alone would be enough after our marriage, and it's giving him some insecurities. So I suggested that I keep working after marriage, and that's not a problem because we'd be partners. My father also offered that we take over his brewery. While I found the idea lovely, my fiance, on the other hand, seemed hesitant about it, but he agreed that I should keep my job. That was where the first problem started. I told him that since I have to work, then I'll expect help with the household chores later. After I said that, he suddenly got irritated. He said that he had been telling me he's looking for a traditional woman and that now he's been catfished since I don't want to take care of every house chore because I'd still work anyway. She continues with, whenever he said he's looking for a traditional spouse, I always thought he'd also be a traditional spouse, aka being a sole provider so that I can focus on taking care of the house and child if we ever had any. But when I told him that, he said, I'm a gold digger and materialistic like any other woman, even when I never once asked to be a sole provider. I'm sorry, asked him to be the sole provider. He brought that up first. Mind you, I didn't even let him spend alone when we go out on dates. He paid for dinner, I paid for coffee and a movie. Even my father willingly offered his brewery if we want to take care of it as a means to provide for ourselves. So where's the gold I should have been digging here? That was when I actually put the ring down and tell him I want to break up. I told him he's not traditional enough. If he fully wants traditional wife, she says, I didn't want to deal with someone who could easily call me a gold digger because I want to share the chores. That hasn't even happened yet in front of my parents. I can't help but think if he could easily said what he said in front of my parents when we haven't even been married yet, then he could be saying something worse if we were married and alone. She says, I went home alone and he texted me saying he was sorry and he didn't mean what he said. He asked to meet, but I don't feel like it. However, when I told my friends, most of them told me I was a bit emotional, hasty, and impulsive, that I might look like an a-hole because I didn't even want to meet him. His mother is now trying to talk me out of it, and I'm too old to act like this, and it's the culture barrier that led us to this point. So here I am trying to look for a new perspective. Am I the a-hole? Absolutely not. You have sense, period. You have sense. And these people really do think that they are supposed to get a bang maid, period. So this person says, laughing my butt off. He wants a live-in maid servant that he can bang, just like I said. He wants an indentured servant, not a partner. He wants to have his cake and eat it too. He is showing his true colors here. He wants you to do 100% of the domestic labor and work because he cannot finance this traditional life he wants. He is a chump and likely a red-pilled misogynist. He wants a trad wife, but he isn't going to be a trad husband. He's an idiot, not the a-hole. Absolutely. He is a PeePeeBro. They want patriarchy on a budget, and they really believe that women are supposed to serve them even though they don't have enough money. And that's what this person said. He sounds like a refugee from the PeePeeBro sub. This person says, that's what I was thinking when I read this. So many of the posts on there are men looking to spend the minimum amount of money to find women who will be their bang maids. I'm so glad that so many different people are saying the same things. This person says, yeah, it's like, why American women make me put in effort, so let me go abroad to take advantage of socioeconomically disadvantaged women who have to be nice to me because they are in poverty. Exactly. This person says, I wonder if the American boyfriend has an idea of India that all women are in arranged marriage and the relationship is kind of transactional. Our media is usually massively clueless about other cultures. Seems like the BF liked the idea and is disappointed that he won't have a full-time maid. I'm so glad that so many people are saying the same things about these people. This person says this should read, PeePeeBro finds out that generalized assumptions about non-Western countries aren't all like that. The best thing the OP could do is not continue this relationship. I'm so tired of people like this man. And someone else simply says, again, he wants a bang maid. This person says, way too many of these trad for me, but not for thee dudes are looking for a breadwinner bang maid. Let them stay single and salty forever until they get real. So I'm pointing this out that people keep using the same language because it is going around. We're going to keep spreading this, and these PeePeeBros are going to keep running out of options because women are sensible people. We really are globally. They really think they're going to go over there and get patriarchy on a budget. Jump in the comments. Let me know what you think with this one. Like, comment, share. This is a 6-month-old Am I the A-hole thread, but y'all needed this one. And once again, it's a woman asking if she's the a-hole, but simply she's looking for validation for feeling a normal human emotion. She says, am I the a-hole for turning around and going back to my parents with my baby when I got home because my husband let his homeless brother move in and everyone had lice? No, you're not the a-hole for this. Okay, she says, I recently went to see my parents with my newborn, and it was just for the long weekend, so my husband stayed home with our 3 children, 7, 5, and 3. My husband called me when I was out of town to let me know his brother needed a place to crash. I said that he should give him a ride to a shelter or something because it was a bad idea to let his brother in our home. He had stolen from us before. She says, when I got home, there were 5 very itchy people in the house. I immediately got back in my car and went to my parents' house. My husband was calling me the whole time because he needed help dealing with the lice. I didn't call him back until the baby was settled back in at my folks' place. At this point, it should say, my husband was calling me the whole time because he needed help cleaning up the consequences of his own actions. She continues with, I told him the pharmacy had the shampoo and comb for lice. He said he needed me to come home and take care of it. I noped. I said that he let his brother in our home against my wishes. His brother gave all of them lice. I also reminded him that when our oldest got lice from kindergarten, he didn't help me at all. I hate lice. They freak me out. I dealt with it because I had to. This time it's on him. He said that he would have to use up his sick days to take care of this. I said, tough that he has to deal with the consequences of his own actions. He did it. He took his brother to a shelter. He deloused himself and the kids, and then he spent 3 days cleaning all the bedding and the furniture. He called me every day begging for help. I did not come home until his mother confirmed that everything was done. He was pissed that I stuck him with all of that by himself. I know I should have helped, but it was too much. I'm still not 100% from the baby. It was just too much. At the bottom, it says, he is pissed that I stuck him with all that by himself. That should also be, he's pissed that he had to clean up after himself in the mess that he made. So this person says, not the a-hole. You didn't stick him with anything. He stuck it to himself by bringing someone who's violated your trust into the house against your and probably his better judgment. Hopefully, he'll learn something from it. This person says, God, I'm itching right now. Hopefully this gives him the kick he needs to not think he has all the answers and can be the hero to everyone else. The husband irritated me with his demand that this woman has to clean up his mess. Nope, you decided your opinion was the only thing that mattered. So guess what? You get to de-lice. The person at the bottom says, oh, look, it's the consequences of his own actions, not the a-hole. So this person says it was literally your only choice. If you took care of it, his brother would still be living there. He has no business blaming you for his own decisions. You are 100% not the a-hole. Don't let him try that with you. And then this person says, not the a-hole, but it sounds like he had his mom's help, so he probably didn't learn the lesson you wanted him to learn. And then the OP said, she only went there to verify everything was done. She didn't let his brother in her home. Once again, it looks like everyone's saying she's not the a-hole. This person said he decided to invite his brother after you said no due to previous problems with them, but he expected you to handle the delousing aftermath for him. Oh, I don't think so. This person says, for real, you need to come home and take care of it. He says, grown man, father of 4, and he expects OP to deal with the consequences of his action. What in the actual hell? Not the a-hole. Stop being sorry. He did the exact thing you told him not to do, and he's mad at you for not making it go away for him. No, you should not have stayed to help. Maybe this way he'll learn not to do it again. Ugh. Okay, and we'll leave it there. What do you guys think? I'm sure we're going to be in agreement that this woman is not the a-hole. Jump in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. So this was some screenshots posted in the Nice Guy subreddit. She says that he reached out saying her old nickname, and she gave a question mark. And he was like, miss you. Okay, so here she is in the blue. She says, look, dude, I'm only saying this to be nice. If you weren't hacked, this is weird. We haven't talked in like 20 years, and then you text me in the middle of the night. I'm a completely different person than I used to be, and if I wanted to talk to you, I would have reached out. He says, don't have time for all that negativity. I don't mean any harm, and what I did wasn't weird or out of line, but if you want to take it like that, please do. Okay, so right there, she lets us know that he had unsent one of the messages, but now he is jumping into the unhinged category. Weird as B word, that's how convos work. You didn't reach out to me, but I reached out to you. You're welcome. Brush your teeth, lady of the night. Ain't nobody about wanting your nast B word, but literally tired of the boy, you're the devil trying to get at me because I'm doing really good. And if you don't think so, then you must just be straight mentally not very smart. You're the weird one pulling a problem out of your butt. There's not any hold on, there's not ain't nobody about that drama. Loose woman of the night. That last sentence in quotation marks kind of gave me a brain Charlie horse. You're the weird one pulling a problem out of your butt. And there's not ain't nobody about that drama. Loose lady of the night. Yes, that is a problem, and she's not the one that pulled it out of her butt. It is in that sentence right there. That one hurt my brain right here on this side. Nasty but loose woman of the night. I'm telling you now, boy, damn, look at that. Proof is in the pudding. People are your exhibit one. So weird. Always was, though, just in a different way now. What is wrong with these people? Failing and flailing continuously. I'm so glad that women are sharing these screenshots publicly because the men will get on here and act like women are the ones missing out. We're going to be the ones that are lonely with the cats and the box wine and all that. Women are having issues. But if women were the ones having issues, why are all of these grammatically deficient, unspellingless people like whining and crying and cussing out people and like, why are they jumping in people's inboxes 20 years later? What is going on? Okay, for some of the comments, this person says, I'm doing good, so good. That's why I'm freaking out on a virtual stranger over the internet because I'm doing so good. And this person says, that was my thought. I would have had to resist the intrusive thoughts telling me to screenshot and crop to the part while saying, yeah, this looks good, like the actions of someone doing really good and totally not an insecure little B word or something else that I thought would rile him up. Because, if you called him a little B word after that, he'd flip, laughing my butt off. All right. This person says, but he has such a way with words. Not a good way, but a way. Exactly. He did type some stuff. He typed some letters. The person at the bottom says, this guy sounds like he's having some sort of breakdown. Who the heck sends a message like this, then has a meltdown? This person says, that was my thoughts too. Sounds like he's having a manic or psychotic moment. I know someone with BPD who did something very similar during a manic episode. This person says, I agree, especially since it's been 20 years since they last spoke to each other. Man isn't in 2024 right now. This person says, this may be one of the biggest overreactions I've seen on this sub. And then this person highlights this sentence, and I use sentence loosely. There's ain't nobody about that. And then they say, what in the actual F? Jesus, how do people have this bad of grammar? That sentence is literal nonsense. And then this person, the rare triple negative. This person, he's definitely drunk. This person, I read that like 5 times and thought my English malfunctioned. What in the hell does that even mean? Exactly. I thought that literally this side of my brain started hurting. This part right here, right at the front part of it. Whew. Anyways, if you made it this far, consider hitting subscribe. Otherwise, just go ahead, like, comment, share.